No, definitely not.
Breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu writes Donald Trump over the crucial judgment day of his case in Abuja. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 6th of November 2025, and I have breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has written direct message to President Donald Trump of the United States of America over not only his incarceration in the DSS dungeon for the past 5 years, but also the crucial judgment day of his case, which is coming up tomorrow, being the 7th day of November 2025. So without further ado, we are going to go through the letter, and then if we have something to say, we will say it before the end of the broadcast. And according to Nnamdi Kanu himself, who is writing directly from DSS custody, he said, Nnamdi Kanu detained at State Security Services DSS headquarters, Abuja, Nigeria. You can see the stamp here, Embassy of the United States of America, Abuja. This very stamp proves that, of course, the letter has reached Donald Trump. This very stamp here is an indication that Donald Trump, as we are speaking right now, President Donald Trump is already with this very letter, right? Now, November 6th, which is today, 2025, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, 7th President of the United States of America, the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C., 2500. Delivered through Embassy of the United States of America, 1075 Diplomatic Drive, Central District Area, Abuja, Nigeria. Your Excellency, I extend warm greetings to you in the name of the Judeo-Christian faith and values we both hold dear. As a practicing Jew and a believer in the Judeo-Christian heritage that shaped Western civilization, I was honored to attend your campaign event in Des Moines, Iowa in January 2020. Your bold declaration on October 31st, 2025, that the United States is prepared to act militarily and cut aid if Nigeria fails to protect its Christian population, has ignited hope in the hearts of millions who have been abandoned by the world. You have seen the truth. Christians in Nigeria face an existential threat. I write to you now to reveal that this genocide is not confined to the north. It has metastasized into the Igbo heartland, where Judeo-Christians are being systematically exterminated under the guise of counterterrorism. I am Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. a peaceful, non-violent civil rights movement rooted in Judeo-Christian principles since 2015. I have survived 4 documented assassination attempts by the Nigerian state. On 20 June 2021, I was forcibly abducted from Kenya in an extraordinary rendition operation, an act that violated Kenyan and international law. As condemned by a Kenyan High Court ruling, petition number E282 of 2021. Despite this ruling, I was illegally transported to Nigeria and thrown into solitary detention in Abuja without a valid subsisting charge, and for the sole crime of defending my people's right to life, faith, and self-determination under international law. On 13 October 2022, the Court of Appeal in Abuja, case number CA/ABJ/CR/625/2022, discharged and acquitted me of all charges, ruling that my rendition was illegal and unconstitutional. And a gross violation of international law, the court ordered my immediate and unconditional release, yet I remain in solitary detention over 1,596 days since my abduction. The Nigerian government defied its own judiciary, refusing to release me as ordered. I was never released, so there was no rearrest. Only continued unlawful imprisonment in blatant violation of constitutionally protected double jeopardy safeguards under Section 36(9) of the 1999 Constitution and Article 7(2) of the African Charter. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, opinion number 25/2022, declared my continued imprisonment arbitrary, unlawful, and politically motivated. This is not justice. This is state capture of the rule of law to silence a Judeo-Christian voice. A hidden genocide against Judeo-Christians in eastern Nigeria. The same extremist-backed forces you have condemned in the north, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Fulani militias, operate with state complicity in the southeast and Igbo-speaking territories of Benue, Kogi, and Delta. But here, the Nigerian military itself is the primary perpetrator, shielded by a false narrative that blames the victims. These atrocities are irrefutably documented. Number 1. Mpo Biafra Heroes Day Massacre, 30th May 2016. Amnesty International 2016, at least 150 peaceful Christian worshippers killed. Bodies dumped in rivers. UN Special Rapporteur Agnes Kalamard, A/HRC/47/33/ADD2. Para 47. Security forces opened fire on demonstrators at St. Edmund's Catholic Church. At least 60 killed, over 70 injured, victims shot in the back while praying. Inter-Society 2016 field report. True death toll exceed 900 with mass graves discovered near Onitsha. This was not a clash, it was a massacre of worshippers commemorating their fallen heroes. Number 2. National High School Aba Massacre, 9 February 2016. Amnesty International, 22 killed on site, 13 bodies exhumed from a borrow pit near Aba Port Harcourt Road. UN Special Rapporteur Agnes Kalamard, A/HRC/47/33/ADD2, para 45. Soldiers from the 144 Battalion fired indiscriminately into a crowd of young Christian students praying and singing hymns. No evidence of armed resistance. Children were executed for singing Sweet Jesus. Operation Python Dance 2, 12-14 September 2017. Amnesty International 2015, a decade of impunity. 150 killed in raid on Kanu's home in Afaruku. No soldier died. UN Kalamard report, para 51. Asymmetric use of lethal force, enforced disappearances, part of a continued of state violence. I survived the 3rd assassination attempt that day. 28 unarmed civilians did not. Obibo Massacre, October 2020. Amnesty International, at least 13 civilians killed, including children. Mass burials, rape used as a weapon. A Christian town was punished for protesting police brutality. Number 5. Port Harcourt Iguacha Trump Solidarity Rally, 20 January 2017. IPOB eyewitness accounts and local reports, hundreds of Judeo-Christian supporters gunned down by soldiers under Islamist sympathetic command. They came to celebrate your inauguration. He's talking to Trump. They came to celebrate your inauguration. They were met with bullets. The architect of these crimes, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, former Chief of Army Staff, in 2021, President Buhari appointed him ambassador to Benin, granting him diplomatic immunity to evade ICC prosecution. This is state-sponsored impunity on a genocidal scale. Weaponization of insecurity to demonize IPOB. Since my illegal rendition, Nigeria has declared IPOB a terrorist organization despite zero evidence of violence, confirmed by U.S. State Department 2021. Orchestrated unknown government attacks using state-backed militias, then blamed IPOB. Killed over 2,000 Igbo youth in counterterrorism operations, Inter-Society 2021 and 2025. This is Rwanda's playbook. Create chaos, blame the victim, justify extermination. A call to you, President Trump. You said America will act. Now is the moment. I respectfully urge you to, number one, launch a US-led independent inquiry into state-sponsored massacre of Judeo-Christians in eastern Nigeria with full access to mass graves, military logs, and survivor testimonies. Number two, convene emergency congressional hearings on the Igbo Christian genocide, featuring the 13 October 2022 Court of Appeal judgment discharging me, disobeyed by the government. UN Calumet report on Aba and Mpo, Nigeria's defiance of its own constitution. Number three, impose targeted Magnitsky Act sanctions on Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, Ambassador of Benin, DSS Director General Yusuf Bichi, Southeast military commanders implicated in Obibo. Number four, support an internationally supervised referendum on self-determination for the Igbo people, the only peaceful path to ending this cycle of violence, as affirmed by the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Article 20. In closing, Mr. President, history will judge us by what we do when genocide knocks. You have the power to stop a second Rwanda in Africa. One tweet, one sanction, one inquiry could save millions. I remain steadfast in peace, faith, and non-violence. Even from a prison cell, IPOB rejects every form of violence. We seek only justice, truth, and freedom. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who delivered Israel from Pharaoh, grant you wisdom and courage to deliver his people once again. With deepest respect and urgent hope. Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, prisoner of conscience, DSS custody Abuja, discharged by Court of Appeal, 13th October 2022, release order disobeyed, 4-time survivor of state assassination attempts. Enclosures. Number one, Nigeria Court of Appeal judgment CA/ABJ/CR/625/2022. 13th October 2022. Full text condemning rendition and barring trial. Number two, Federal High Court of Nigeria judgment suit number FSC/UM/CS/30/2022 condemning rendition and detention. Number three, UN Calumet report A/HRC/47/33/ADD2 except on Aba and Mpo. Number four, Amnesty International, bullets were raining everywhere, 2016. Number five, Inter-Society, ocean of innocent blood flowing in eastern Nigeria. Number six, UN Working Group opinion number 25/2022, declaring detention arbitrary and condemning rendition. Number seven, Kenyan High Court judgment, petition number E282 of 2021, condemning rendition. So, my people, this letter you see here, this very letter you see here is going to put Nigeria in a very, very, very difficult situation. Remember that tomorrow is the D-Day, the day the so-called judgment of Nnamdi Kanu will be taking place. So this very letter is extremely crucial. You understand? Very, very crucial, because we don't know what of course, James Omotosho has on his sleeves. So we're going to watch and see how it will all play out. Thank you, my people. To salo no mozia and make it go viral. Breaking news. Again, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu